Hello everybody and Happy New Year! This is gonna be my bullet journal setup for January. Before we start, I just want to say that I have mainly used three pens, which are these. The black one I use is the Stabilo Point 88. The second one that I use for every title is the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in gold. And the second one is a finer tip, it's a bullet point in gold. It's from Pilot. I am gonna say this before we start. I switch between English and Swedish in my bullet journal, and it's not always sensical or practical, but it is what works for me. And that's really what a bullet journal should be. It should be something that is set up to you specifically and that works for you specifically. So that's how I have mine. And it might look weird to most people, but it's just how I do things. Let's just get started. First things first, we got my calendar, which I haven't filled out yet. It looks very blank, but it's a regular bullet journal standard setup. I usually don't need a lot of space for each day, so this setup works really well for me. I have this column here where I write up my work hours, and then on the other side we have my goals. So far I only have my 4 standard goals set up, but I'm probably gonna add a couple of more. So this is my finance page. So we got the 3 boxes up here, which is income and bills, which is pretty self-explanatory. Then we have this small box here, which is no spending days. I try to not spend money every day, so here I write up all the days where I never spend any money. I want those days to be about half, so 15 days a month where I don't spend any money. It usually adds up to 10. We have spending, how much money I spend each week of the month, and my total spendings. And then here we have how much money I have in my accounts in the beginning of the month, and then I fill it out at the end of the month. And hopefully, usually, I have more money at the end of the month than what I do in the beginning. And then on the other side, I track my work hours. I try to get extra shifts whenever I can. So I have a column for what my schedule looks at the beginning of the month, but then I have a column of what it actually looks during the month, how many hours I work and the income I get for every day. I try to work as much as possible at the moment, so this is just a way to see if I had a good month or a little less good month in the work department. Usually I can also know that by how worn out I feel at the end of each month, but you know, why not have it down on paper? After that we got spendings, because yes, I like to track where my money goes. And basically I only have 2 categories, which is food and other. Yeah, my biggest expense, hands down, every month is food. And then I have my budget, and this is in Swedish crowns, so don't be alarmed by the amount. And then this is a pie chart where I'm basically gonna fill out where my money goes and how I spend them on things like rent, food, internet, my dog, my phone. So yeah, at the end of the month, this page is gonna look very colorful and fun. Maybe if I'm not depressed by seeing how much money I spend on food. This is my time log page. I track everything I do every day. How much hours or minutes I spend on either working my dog, walking my dog, or taking care of him, reading, how much I spend on social media. And I don't mean how much I spend scrolling through internet, I mean how much time I spend doing things like this, posting on social media and filming videos and stuff like that. Then I have me time, which is a lot of different categories. Basically time when I have time for myself, as the title suggests. Got writing, home, and workout. Sleep log, keeping track of what hours on each day that I sleep, how many, my total hours, and then the quality of the sleep, and then if there's any specific thing about my sleeping. I have this sleep log because I have an ability to stay up really late at night and basically not going to bed until 3, 4, maybe 5 in the morning. and I'm trying to get 7 hours sleep each night, but I'm gonna be completely honest, it doesn't even happen half of the time of the month. Do with that what you want, but it's the reason why I have the sleep log here, just to see how bad I am at going to bed. Steps! Steps, steps, steps. I'm trying to walk 12,000 steps each day, so this is basically the days of the month here, and then how many thousand steps I walk here. And then in this column I write up the exact amount of steps I walk, and then in this column I write up how many kilometers I walk each day. Mood tracker, which I made into a mandala. I only got my five moods, and then for each ring is a day. And then I fill out the ring that's correlated with my mood that day. And then at the end of the month we have this really colorful mandala that I can fill out. Okay, so the habit tracker, I have a small calendar for each tag that I am tracking. And I track a lot of things, but they are like the standards. I like to see how many days of the month where I work, and how many days I get 7 hours sleep, how many days I have no spendings. These are like things that I track earlier in the bullet journal as well, but this gives me a better overview of those things. And then here we got books, which is very blank, but what I do when I read a book is I write the title, the author, how many stars I gave it in the scale of 1 to 5, so my star rating of the book. And then I write 1 or 2 comments about it, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, if the characters stood out in any way, just something small about the book. And finally we got my YouTube set up. I have this notebook here because I have my video ideas for the month, and I don't want to spoil anything because what's fun with that? I try to post 1 video a week. That never happens though. I usually post about 1 to 2 videos a month. I still like having this so I can plan it out, and if I have a good month I actually keep to it. Usually that never happens though. And lastly, I'm just gonna show you how I set up my weekly spread and then my daily. So my weekly spread I have here, I just have a small calendar so I can keep track of which week it is, and just an overview of the month and where I am in the month. And then my overhead is the date of this week specifically, and then I have a small column for each day, and then a small column for notes. And then we have the daily setup, which is very simple. It's the day of the week, it's what date it is, then I write down my task here, and when I have completed it I fill the small circle out, and then this small box is for how much money I spend on that particular day. And that's it. That is my bullet journal setup, and it's a very standard setup. This is what my setup looks for basically every month, and it's how it's been looking over the past almost 2 years. Mostly because I feel like I found what works best for me. That's it for this bullet journal setup. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and then I will see you with another video soon. Bye!